asking what instead of why.
When we ask why, we are expecting the student or the child to think on a deeper complex level, to answer for their unwanted behavior. They are expecting the prefrontal cortex to light up.
Oh wait, I know! That's where things like reasoning and logic are created.
Right, but do you remember what I said about the prefrontal cortex?
It's in the front?
I should have seen that coming. Let's explore why we should say what instead of why. Because the prefrontal cortex, responsible for the skills to be able to answer why, are still developing even through the late adolescent stage of development.
Kids 6 to 11 have a deep desire for others to believe they are smart and good at things. It's about their identity. If they think they are failing and isolate, they can't answer why questions.
I love where you're headed with this. Yes, children are starting to use logic to solve problems, but only for tangible or concrete concepts. And it's important to understand that asking why can be very problematic for kids who are struggling with processing or neurodevelopment challenges like ADHD, autism, EBD, or for children who are surrounded by adults who are quick to escalate.
But why does it impact them the most?
Because it can trigger the fight, flight, freeze response. It impairs the proper function of the prefrontal cortex responsible to answer why.
So, why questions can lead to those defensive responses adults get from kids who feel like they are being judged or attacked.
I couldn't have said it better myself, kid. Dr. Ross Greene, author of The Explosive Child and Raising Human Beings, explains how asking a child what instead of why significantly increases oxytocin. There's actually a nickname for it. It's called the bonding hormone.
I like that.
You see, asking what can greatly reduce cortisol and adrenaline levels that impair parts of the brain during the fight or flight response.
So how would you ask me a what question?
You could say things like, what just now caused you to get so angry? What do you think you need from me that could help you feel more confident? If you could have one thing change, what would it be? Or, what do you think might have played a role in the situation that has you feeling like you can't change?
Or, like you could say, what were you thinking, you knucklehead?
Oh, yes. I suppose if you have the relationship with that student, you could probably do that. Don't get me wrong. Eventually, we do want to hold the child accountable to answer the question why. And while it is important to have high expectations for students, it's also important to remember there is a time and place for those types of questions. Timing is everything. And the reality is, the child has to be ready to answer those questions. They have to want to dive deep, and it can be uncomfortable.
So until they are ready, we can ask the question using what?
What questions let the child feel like we want to be invested in their journey with them. And when they are ready to answer the why, we will be there for them.